Welcome to Intimate Wisdom. Have you ever caught yourself wondering why intimacy sometimes feels one-sided? As if you're giving all the energy while your partner simply receives? If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Many couples fall into this pattern without even realizing it. In this discussion on Intimate Wisdom, we'll explore why that dynamic appears, what it reveals about our expectations in the bedroom, and most importantly how to shift things so that both of you feel excited, connected, and fully engaged. Whether you're searching for more balance or simply curious about the psychology behind intimacy, you'll find insights here designed to spark positive change. First, the reasons why she might be a pillow princess. Idea 1. Nervousness or lack of experience. One of the most common reasons why a woman may fall into the role often described as a pillow princess is rooted in nervousness or inexperience. Intimacy, while often portrayed as spontaneous and effortless, can actually be a deeply vulnerable space where insecurities rise to the surface. Many women grow up in environments where passivity in sexual matters is subtly or explicitly reinforced. Cultural expectations, media portrayals, and even conversations within families or social groups can send the message that women should be desired rather than take the lead. Over time, these signals shape unconscious behavior. When faced with a real partner, the safer option may seem to be lying back and letting the other person take control. From her perspective, this is not about laziness but about avoiding mistakes, embarrassment, or perceived rejection. Inexperience amplifies this nervousness. Someone who has had limited opportunities to explore their own body, communicate preferences, or engage in varied relationships may simply not know what to do. For example, if she has never been taught that sexual pleasure is collaborative, she may believe her role is only to receive. This can create a cycle where her partner continues to give without requesting more active participation, reinforcing the dynamic. The result is not an intentional refusal to contribute, but rather a gap in confidence and skill. She may worry that her movements will look awkward, that she will not satisfy her partner, or that attempting something new could ruin the moment. The scientific literature on sexual behavior also points to performance anxiety as a significant barrier to active participation. Just as men may experience difficulties when under pressure to perform, women too can freeze when expectations feel high. Thus, the nervous or inexperienced pillow princess is not resistant by nature but is constrained by psychological and social conditioning. Understanding this root cause requires empathy. Instead of labeling her as passive, it is more constructive to view her as someone who needs reassurance, education, and encouragement to feel safe enough to explore her active side. Idea 2. Habits formed in past relationships. Another powerful factor that can explain why some women remain more passive during intimacy is the influence of past relationship patterns. Our early encounters with romance and sexuality shape what we expect and how we behave later on. If a woman has consistently been in relationships where her partners took the lead, she may come to believe that this is simply the normal distribution of roles. Over time, that belief solidifies into habit. When she enters a new relationship, she may unconsciously carry the same assumptions forward, that she is supposed to receive, and her partner genuinely enjoys being the one who gives. The repetition of this pattern makes it feel natural rather than problematic. Psychology explains this as behavioral conditioning. When one role is rewarded or reinforced repeatedly, the person tends to stick with it because it feels familiar and safe. For instance, if previous partners expressed satisfaction without asking for more active involvement, she may assume that lying back is what pleases her partner best. Even silence can be interpreted as approval, so the absence of requests for change reinforces the same behavior. This is not resistance but continuity. People replicate what they have learned until given reason to adapt. The challenge arises when a new partner desires greater reciprocity. Without communication, she may not even realize her passivity is being noticed or felt as a lack. She could sincerely believe she is meeting expectations, when in fact her partner is quietly hoping for more shared effort. In these situations, frustration can build not because she refuses to give, but because the dynamic has never been openly discussed. Here, the role of dialogue is crucial. Breaking habitual behavior requires awareness, and awareness only arises when both partners talk honestly about their experiences and desires. Therefore, when a woman seems consistently passive, it is worth asking, is this her deliberate choice? Or is she replaying a script written by past experiences? Often, it is the latter. With patience and mutual exploration, these ingrained habits can be reshaped into a more balanced rhythm where both partners feel equally involved and fulfilled. Idea 3. Genuine preference. The third possibility is perhaps the simplest. Some women genuinely prefer to receive more than they give during intimacy. Sexual preferences vary widely, and while one person may thrive on taking initiative, another may feel most satisfied in a receptive role. Labeling this as wrong overlooks the diversity of human desire. Just as some individuals enjoy dominance while others prefer submission, the preference to receive rather than to act can be an authentic expression of personality and erotic identity. In such cases, the woman is not nervous, nor shaped by habit, but simply aligned with what feels most natural to her. From a psychological standpoint, pleasure is subjective. For some, the act of surrender, allowing a partner to lead and provide, creates the deepest sense of safety and enjoyment. It may not be about effort but about the type of connection that feels intimate and rewarding. This preference can also be linked to temperament. People who are more introverted or less assertive in everyday life may find it difficult to flip into a highly active sexual persona. Instead, they lean into the comfort of being cared for, cherished, and pleasured without the responsibility of directing the encounter. The key issue arises only if the partner's preferences are mismatched. If both are content, one giving, the other receiving, then no problem exists. In fact, many relationships thrive on complementary roles. However, if the giving partner begins to feel drained or unappreciated, tension emerges. This does not mean the woman's preference is invalid, but rather that the couple must negotiate a balance that respects both sides. Open communication is again the tool for resolution, expressing needs clearly while also acknowledging her authentic desires. Importantly, recognizing genuine preference also guards against unnecessary guilt. A woman who truly enjoys receiving should not be shamed for it, just as a partner who enjoys giving should not be pressured to carry the full load indefinitely. The healthiest dynamic is one in which differences are acknowledged and managed, not erased. When partners respect that pillow princess tendencies can sometimes be a real preference rather than a flaw, they are better equipped to either embrace that balance or explore adjustments together. Ultimately, satisfaction comes not from forcing symmetry but from aligning desires in ways that feel fair and fulfilling to both. Second, how to shift the relationship dynamic delicately, without creating pressure. Idea 1. Making her feel safe and desired. One of the most powerful ways to encourage a partner to participate more actively in intimacy is to create a foundation where she feels both safe and genuinely desired. Many women hesitate to step into a more active role not because of unwillingness, but because of underlying insecurity. Safety in this context goes beyond physical protection. It refers to emotional security, the sense that she can experiment, make mistakes, and express herself without fear of judgment. When a woman feels that her partner admires her, values her, and respects her beyond the bedroom, her confidence in intimate settings begins to grow naturally. Compliments are a simple yet profound tool here. Instead of only praising her appearance during sexual encounters, highlight her strengths in everyday life. Acknowledging her intelligence, resilience, or creativity can build a reservoir of self-worth that later translates into sexual confidence. When she feels valued as a whole person, she is more likely to believe that her contributions in intimacy will also be appreciated. Desire is equally critical. Women often report that what sparks their passion is the sensation of being wanted. Showing consistent attraction through words, affectionate gestures, or even small acts of admiration helps her internalize that she is not just good enough but truly irresistible to her partner. Over time, This combination of safety and desire fosters a psychological environment where she feels free to explore and take initiative. By cultivating this supportive atmosphere, the dynamic shifts naturally. Instead of seeing participation as a responsibility, she begins to perceive it as an extension of her empowered self. This creates intimacy that is not only more balanced but also more fulfilling for both partners. Idea 2. Encouraging positively instead of applying pressure. Human behavior responds far more effectively to positive reinforcement than to criticism or pressure, and intimacy is no exception. When seeking a more balanced sexual dynamic, it is essential to highlight what your partner is already doing well instead of focusing on what she lacks. A woman who feels criticized or pressured is likely to withdraw further, reinforcing the very passivity that one wishes to change. Conversely, when she receives affirmation for her efforts, no matter how small, she is motivated to expand them. For example, rather than saying, "You never take the lead," a more constructive approach would be, "I really love the way you touched me earlier, it made me feel amazing." This specific feedback signals appreciation and encourages repetition. Over time, these affirmations shape her perception. She begins to associate active participation with positive responses, which builds both confidence and enthusiasm. This principle is well supported by psychology. Positive reinforcement strengthens desired behaviors by linking them to rewarding outcomes, while negative comments often trigger defensiveness or shame. In sexual contexts, where vulnerability is already heightened, avoiding negative pressure is even more crucial. Encouragement must be genuine. Empty flattery will not resonate. Instead, focus on authentic expressions of pleasure and gratitude that communicate how her actions impact you emotionally and physically. By reframing the conversation around praise rather than criticism, you create an environment where she feels successful rather than inadequate. This shift not only fosters a willingness to explore but also deepens emotional intimacy. When she understands that her efforts are noticed and valued, the desire to engage more actively arises from within, not from external obligation. Idea 3. Gentle and honest communication. Communication is often described as the cornerstone of healthy relationships, and in the context of sexual dynamics, it is absolutely indispensable. However, the way conversations are initiated and framed makes all the difference. Bringing up intimacy during the heat of the moment may unintentionally create pressure or self-consciousness. Instead, the most effective discussions happen in calm, neutral settings where both partners can speak and listen without distraction. Begin by affirming what you already appreciate. Statements such as "I love the way we connect when we're close" or "I feel so cared for when you" set a positive tone. By starting with gratitude, you create an atmosphere of safety rather than critique. Once that foundation is established, you can gently introduce your desires. "I'd love it if we could explore new ways where you take the lead. Sometimes it excites me to imagine that." Framing your wishes as an invitation to shared pleasure rather than a complaint avoids defensiveness. Equally important is listening with curiosity. Ask her how she feels about taking a more active role, and give her space to express both excitement and hesitation. Perhaps she has fears you never considered, or perhaps she secretly longs to participate more but has lacked encouragement. A true dialogue values both perspectives equally. Research shows that couples who engage in open, non-judgmental communication about sex report higher satisfaction levels and stronger emotional bonds. This is because honest conversations reduce misunderstandings and allow both partners to align expectations. By cultivating a practice of gentle dialogue, you not only address the immediate issue but also strengthen trust and intimacy in broader ways. Ultimately, communication done with care transforms potential conflict into an opportunity for growth. Idea 4. Exploring her hidden turn-ons. Sometimes, passivity in the bedroom does not stem from reluctance but from a lack of discovery. Many women have not yet identified what excites them about taking an active role. Exploring hidden turn-ons can unlock new dimensions of intimacy that make participation intrinsically rewarding rather than obligatory. This begins with curiosity. Invite her into open conversations about fantasies, desires, and scenarios that appeal to her. She might find excitement in the sense of control, directing the pace, choosing positions, or even experimenting with playful dominance. Alternatively, she may enjoy the performative aspect, such as dressing in lingerie or taking the spotlight for a moment of expression. Others may discover pleasure in seeing their partner's reactions, finding satisfaction in how much joy they can create. What matters is shifting the frame from "I need you" to "give more" to "let's find what makes giving pleasurable for you." When she realizes that taking initiative is not a duty but an avenue toward her own enjoyment, her motivation transforms. Pleasure becomes reciprocal, not by force, but by shared discovery. Psychologically, this taps into the concept of intrinsic motivation, behaviors sustained not by obligation but by personal satisfaction. When a woman identifies a turn-on that resonates deeply, her participation flows naturally because it aligns with her authentic desires. Encouraging experimentation, offering reassurance, and celebrating discoveries are key to this process. By exploring her hidden desires together, the sexual dynamic becomes richer, more adventurous, and ultimately more balanced. Rather than focusing solely on fairness, the emphasis shifts to mutual pleasure, creating experiences where both partners feel fulfilled, energized, and excited to continue exploring. Idea 5. Practicing patience. Change within intimate dynamics does not occur overnight. Expecting immediate transformation often sets both partners up for frustration and disappointment. Patience is therefore not just a virtue but a practical necessity when seeking to shift the balance of participation. Recognizing that habits, insecurities, and preferences are deeply ingrained helps frame progress as a gradual journey rather than a sudden leap. When encouraging a partner to become more active, celebrate small steps. If she experiments with even a minor gesture of initiative, acknowledge it warmly. These incremental successes serve as stepping stones that build confidence and momentum. Overemphasis on how far there is still to go, by contrast, can undermine progress and make her feel inadequate. Psychological research on behavior change emphasizes the importance of reinforcement over time. Habits are reshaped not by single dramatic acts but through consistent encouragement and repetition. By maintaining patience, you give space for her to adjust emotionally, to process her own hesitations, and to find authentic motivation. Patience also reflects respect. It communicates that you value her comfort and growth as much as your own satisfaction. This mutual respect deepens intimacy and prevents resentment from creeping into the relationship. Rather than viewing the process as a burden, it becomes a shared journey where each step forward strengthens connection. Ultimately, patience is what allows change to feel sustainable. When growth happens gradually, it integrates naturally into the relationship, ensuring that the new dynamic is not forced but embraced. Over time, this approach leads to deeper satisfaction, stronger trust, and a partnership where both partners feel equally invested in the intimacy they share. Idea 6. Considering professional support if needed. Despite best efforts, some couples find themselves stuck in patterns that seem unchangeable. When repeated attempts to encourage balance in intimacy bring little progress, it may be time to consider outside support. Seeking help from a sex therapist, relationship counselor, or other professional is not a sign of failure, it is a proactive step toward growth. Sexual dynamics can be influenced by complex psychological, emotional, and even physical factors. Anxiety, trauma, or mismatched expectations may lie beneath the surface, making change difficult without guided assistance. A professional provides a safe and neutral environment where both partners can express concerns without fear of judgment. They can introduce evidence-based strategies, exercises, and communication techniques that couples may not discover on their own. Importantly, external support helps shift the burden away from the relationship itself. When one partner feels responsible for fixing the other, tension and resentment can arise. Involving a professional reframes the issue as a shared challenge with expert guidance, reducing pressure on the couple. Cultural stigmas around therapy sometimes prevent people from seeking help. But research consistently shows that couples who engage in counseling experience improved intimacy, satisfaction, and communication. The act of reaching out signals commitment, a willingness to invest time and effort into building a healthier connection. If a partner remains uninterested in change even after counseling, the professional setting also helps clarify whether deeper incompatibilities exist. In either case, seeking help provides clarity and direction. Ultimately, professional support is a valuable tool for couples who truly want to strengthen their bond. It reminds both partners that sexual satisfaction is not just about techniques but about understanding, empathy, and partnership. With the right guidance, even entrenched patterns can evolve into new, fulfilling dynamics. Conclusion. In any relationship, intimacy is not only about physical connection but also about trust, respect, and emotional closeness. When both partners choose to approach their sexual journey with kindness, patience, and a spirit of curiosity, challenges transform into opportunities for deeper understanding. No conflict is too great, and no difference is impossible to reconcile when the bond and shared happiness are placed above ego or fear. Sex, in this sense, goes beyond physical pleasure. It becomes the art of nurturing closeness, companionship, and mutual appreciation. Every touch, every glance, and every moment of vulnerability can turn into a reminder of love's depth when approached with openness. And when two hearts are truly committed to exploring, learning, and growing together, there are very few obstacles that cannot be overcome. Ultimately, intimacy becomes not just an act, but a pathway to lasting connection and joy. Thank you for listening until the very end. If today's story has gently stirred your heart, whether through an old memory, a present feeling, or something never spoken into words, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. Intimate wisdom is where we come together to touch the hidden corners of love, affection, and sexuality, things that may seem private, yet are in fact the very core of happiness. I wish you to always love deeply, live truthfully, and find yourself in every glance, every touch, and every trembling heartbeat. Affectionate greetings.